Yeah.
Hi, good day everyone. So our group is a triplet group. So we'll be presenting about our academic interactions, and this is our group members. Okay, I'm Arvind Raj, and we have like two more group members, which is like Mioa Amin and also Faiz. Okay, so the topic that we chose was community service. Okay, first of all, like if you just see these pictures, what did you get an idea? So if you see this picture, like there are like so many words that are miserable on these things. Like for example, like you can see here like unpaid hours and the responsibilities, conservation, and then you can see criminal projects and stuff. Like so many words mingled up. So it's like I think you can get a rough estimation of like what is community service from this. On top you can see like colleges, volunteerism and stuff. From here, what we can see is like volunteers, a gift to the community. So from this, that like I would like to conclude that community service and volunteers are not far apart. They are something which is like one thing together. Okay, moving on. Okay, so for an introduction, I'll be explaining what is community service. Okay, for an example, guys, like community service is like a thing that you do for people, like a sort of like volunteerism that you do for people, where okay, just for an example, I'll give you a situation where it is like our country. Okay, normally in Malaysia, our country, the end of the year, normally in the part of like Kelantan, we always get flood. So what happens was the other states here, we send volunteers to like help them like to move their belongings to a bigger group or bigger tent, so people can like get saved there rather than like drowning down in the flood. So that is one type of like community service, that you're serving the community. You know, like community service, like also maybe we can call it like volunteerism, is something like you know, this bunch of people is like they come from so many different places and they come together, and normally they're like unpaid, you know, like no allowance are given for them. Food also maybe like in a day they just eat like two times a day, and then like clothing they have like maybe they're wearing just one clothing for the entire 2 days, and then they wouldn't be having good sleep and stuff. So these types of things are happening, but they are also serving people. That is why we call them as volunteers, and that is what a community service is mainly sort of. And this community service, like they can like be separated to many parts. So I'll explain to you later on. So benefits of participating in it. So for our team here, we have like precisely detailed in what whom will be getting the benefits and whom will be talking about tertiary education students, since we are all in our tertiary education now. So mostly in our tertiary education. Nowadays, people in our tertiary education are like more involving in a community service, but it's not really enough. So we should like make an awareness for them, like what they should get and stuff. So benefits of participating in it. So there's so many types of like benefits that they will get. For an example, like the leadership skills, and then the communication skills, and etc. So moving on is like examples of community services, that as what I said to you just now. Okay, these are some sort of like examples of community services. As you can see in this first picture, it is something like an NGO, an organization, non-government organization is going to a child home. Okay, they have like given like their daily needs. For an example, Milo drinks and cooking oil and stuff. This is like needs for them for the entire month or for two. So moving on here is like, and it's in a whole folks home where community also went, volunteers also went there to serve them like food, to give them joys and stuff. So this one is something most like medical type of things. For example, this is like this picture was taken like after an earthquake in Myanmar. So what happened was like volunteers get down there, and then medically they assist the people to like come out, take them out from the buildings and stuff. So this one is more to like child type of children community service, where normally university students mostly do this. They do go to a children home, they sit down together, talk to them, or sometimes they can like even like teach them like ICT things and stuff, you know. So normally there's like educationally, like you can like widen up community service. For an example, like I itself is a volunteer. So what I've done previously is like I go to a place. So it's like not only me, it's a bunch of people. We went to a place, a rural area. So we went there and then we coached for the small children. We coached them like what educational stuff. We teach them things, and then we even like introduce them to the ICT world. Okay, moving on. The first point that I'm going to explain here is like exploring interest. Okay, for exploring interest, the first thing that we'll look on top here is like apply academic learnings to real life events. For example, in academic learning, guys, you guys can learn everything theoretically. Okay, but not every single thing that you guys are practicing. Okay, for an example, like academic things that is related to our community service or to our topic today will be like we might learn like we need to like give more. In theoretically we can like see that it will be written that we have to go and serve the helpless people, needy people and stuff. But are you guys really implementing these things in your real life? So if you join this type of community services, you guys will really see what's the real situation in it. So for an example, as what I said, like big flash flood, and then like international. If you go internationally, you can go for like animal organizations and stuff. So you go and see what are the real community things are going on. Like for an example, like flash flood, and then like earthquakes, and then normally what people volunteers do in this type of things, like they help them to like move from one particular place, their danger place, to a safer place, and then they bring out with foods, drinks, clothing, and everything to them. That's something like you practice in your real life. You get experience. Okay, from this you also get your leadership skills more and stuff. So my last sub points will be like build relationships. For example, now these people are more introvert. Like they have to be like more more friendly to everyone and stuff. So what happens is like when you're mingling up, okay, this place is not like you go with your friends, you mingle up only with your friends. This place is like you go to a place, you don't even know this type of people, you mingle around with them. So when two people who is from different backgrounds, you mingle up with them, you learn a lot of things from them. So I'm talking it from my own experience. I go to this type of things. So what happens is that I go there and then I see people and then I learn about their background, their culture. It's like something like more to diverse, because for example, I'm in Indian. I go to a place where there's like more white people, so stuff, or rural type of things, and then I learn about the background, I learn about the culture and everything. So I think it's really very important for you to like join this type of community services, so you can enhance your leadership skills, you can enhance your communication skills, you can enhance your relationship skills to people. So I think that's all for me now. So I think I'll pass by to my friend. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mir Amin, and I will be the second presenter for this presentation. So for second point that I would like to share will be personal development. Once you join the community service, you might not realize, or you might realize that it really helps to build up your strengths and weaknesses. It can be shown by, once you join a community service, it can lead you to having a skills which is you might strengthen maybe your leadership skills, your communication with other people, and it also shows your weaknesses. For example, it can improve your daily strengths and weaknesses. And other than that is social justice. So for my second point will be on once you join a community service, students and people might be aware of their social justice issue. For example, if you spend times only going to school, going to work, just playing games, you wouldn't know what things that is happening to the homeless and people in need of help. My third point will be active involvement in college activities. Once you join a community service, students most students in university or college are encouraged to be So once you join the community service, on your resume or your CV, can be shown that you can just wrote down or jot down every single community service that you have joined, so it can really helps you when it comes to applying for university or college. And other than that will be a personal benefits. Personal benefits is by the meaning of once you are joining or in future you might go to a certain university that needs help or something, you can just ask for person that you already have communicated or met in community service and help you out. Maybe during the college application, for example, be the person who recognize everything. And I think for personal benefits really helps students, especially on applying on college or university. Thank you. And I will let the third presenter to present now.
Hi, my name is Faiz and I will present the next point. Okay, the next benefit of joining the community service project is we can achieve happiness. First, it can make us be more happier. Why? Because when we join some of community service project, it can reduce stress and overall improvement in mood and health. For example, when we joining a project that involve with the children, we absolutely can have fun with the children, and sometimes it can get away all the problems that we have and tend to forget it for a while. And next, for the point of physically healthy, studies have shown that as people get older, joining this kind of community service project can make them healthy and can even lessen their symptoms of diseases. This is because, for example, when we do community service project like the cleaning up the beach or car park, it can make us be more healthy because it make our body physically active. So we can jump into our conclusion. Based on my friend's talk, we can say that this kind of community service have many benefits in many aspects in our country and also to ourselves. And yes, we should ask ourselves, has we contribute to country or not? Don't ask what have the country to contribute to us, but what we have contributed to the country. So next, don't be afraid of making a change. Never, you should never be hesitate in joining a community service project because it absolutely give many benefit to yourself and also the other people's lives. And lastly, be sure to enjoy yourself while doing the community service project, because when you having fun with the community service project, you absolutely will like this kind of project. That's all. Thank you.